So next is our for loop. And a for loop is basically used for performing repetitive tasks. So you want to perform a task or a condition or a comparison, right? For a particular number of times. So it means that a for loop has a beginning and an end, or like a beginning number and then an end number, basically. And then the number of times that you perform this task is the same as the number of elements or values that are being considered. No, the number of elements that are in the variable being considered, basically. So let's just have a simple example to illustrate this. Like I said, these are keywords, and the moment you put, for, let's just have this variable number. We're going to assign this sequence to this number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Yes. So let's go on and see for number in numbers. Put our column, print number. Let's run this code and see what our output is. Okay, name numbers is not defined. Okay. Do you see? So we've encountered this error now. So yes, I know where my mistake is. I said for number in numbers, right? Now this is where the numbers is, and I don't even need to put this here, so I can just put this. Yes. Sorry. What am I doing? Yes, so this is it now. For yes, so we've assigned this. So, of course, in Python, you always have to pay attention to, your spellings and just how you use everything and being able to know where your mistakes are, understanding the errors and what to correct. So now, for this for loop, right, we said numbers, we've assigned this sequence now to this variable, right? So numbers is a variable, and this sign here in normal mathematics is like this is equal to, but in Python is not equal to, is assignment, basically. So you assign like, values, elements to a variable using the assignment. So now this is our variable, and we've said for number in numbers, print number. Now we are simply going to this variable and we're calling up all the numbers that are in here. Now this number that I wrote here, it really could be any name at all. This number that I said, I am simply giving the elements in this sequence. I'm simply giving them like a name or an identity. So each of them now is a number, and this number here could really be any word at all. I would consider that in the next example, but it is important to note. Now you can use for loop to print elements or the content of a variable, or you can use the content of the variable as a counter. What do I mean by that? Now let's consider the next example. So for loop, this is example 1. Let's go to example 2. All right, so let me just okay, let me simply come here, copy this, paste it here, and then let's go for, okay, we said I'm not going to use number now. Let's say for jelly, yes, for jelly in numbers, put our column, print, okay, let's say for jelly in numbers, print jelly. Now do you see, it's the same output as this initial one, so it doesn't really matter what it is that you're using to call it here, because at the end of the day, we're not only like, we can also use it as a counter, right? So let me change this to, for jelly in numbers, print, let me change the output now, print, let me put jelly exclamation mark, and then we run this code. Now do you see, we simply used these numbers here as counters, and we said go to this variable here, and for each element that is inside this variable, print jelly. So it comes here and it prints jelly 5 times. So yes, in this example, we see how we can use a for loop to print out the values in a variable, and here we're saying, so you see, we're simply doing like repetitive actions, and eventually I'm sure I will get to also consider and show examples, following up how we can use the conditionals and also the loops to like clean data and to perform many other tasks. But for now, this is where I'll pause for the for loop, and then I would consider the while loop next.